Hello everybody. What we're working on today is pulling the axle shaft, bent the axle shafts, so we're trying to fix that. And so you got 4 bolts that run around the inside of the axle. I took them out, took the nuts off already. Show you a close up. So you have this little hole here, and you need to rotate, the axle around in a circle to get to each of the nuts that are back here on these bolts. There's 4 of them, and you pull those off, and then the axle will slide out with a slide hammer. Now what we're gonna do now is take our homemade slide bar, we just grabbed some stuff out of the scrap pile, not my scrap pile, but my metal pile, and I had this piece of rod, solid rod. I think it's like some steering column off a old car, Model A or something, steering column. And I had these bolt plates. Grab the bolts, really thick pipe, drill the hole in the backside and put something to stop it. Instant axle pull. Stay there. I want you to drill. I want the brakes to stay. I want the axle to come. Now we got the axle slid out of there after we did those 4 bolts. This is my homemade tool, big heavy steel pipe. It works. Whatever you got, make it work. My bearing's a little. I only took the car for a couple hour drives. We got bearings. We got an ugly shaft. That's what she said. Our bearings are all boogered up with old grease and dirty. And we twisted those axles. So now what I'm trying to do, if anybody's out there has heard about a Dana 45, and you know anything about a Dana 45, not a Dana 44 or Dana 45, leave something down in the comments, and if you know where to find some of those axle shafts, that would be handy. They're 20 spline, and they're oddball axles. But what I gotta do is I gotta drop the whole axle housing out. Drop the whole housing out. Disconnect all the airbag stuff. All the link arms. And what I'm gonna try to see, I guess before I do that, I'm gonna get I have a Dana 44 from a Scout, and I'm gonna see if the axles will fit through here, and if they will, Then I'm going to see if the ring and pinion and carrier, mainly, you know, the carrier and bearings, see if they'll fit. And if they will, then we're working with something. We can change the axles out, get it down to something workable, so we can buy more modern axle shafts. So just trying to clean up some of the nastiness. But for right now, and I'll tune you guys in later when I'm pulling the axle out. I think I want to get it up higher in the air. It's only like 10 inches off the ground right now. Now we have to, might as well throw a nut on there so we don't lose it off. Tear up our brake lines. We're trying to minimal damage things. I gotta pull out all the seats. I gotta pull out the whole floor to get to the axle. Make it easier to pull out. Then I'm gonna run it again in gear, even though we don't have no axles. The ring and pinion's still there and it's still gonna spin. I'll see if the drive line's bent at all. If that burnout bent 2 axle shafts, it might have bent the drive line. Whatever. These tires here catch some traction when they get a little hot. So if you don't just do a nice wild crazy burnout and get them really sliding, then they're gonna catch traction. And that's what happened. Is I did a mild little burnout, and then all of a sudden I was letting off, and then they grabbed, and the whole car kind of lunged forward, and then the axles were bent, vibrating.